Hello, hi, my name is Jess Marie. Welcome back to yesterday's Coffee Grounds, where we have a beetle problem in our house right now where I've caught and released 2 beetles today. We've been seeing beetles all the time. There's no spiders, but it's beetles. And every time I say beetles, I'm just thinking of John, Paul, George, and Ringo. I'm sorry I said them in that order. It was in no particular ranking of who I love the best, but yeah, we have a beetle problem right now, and I'm kind of concerned, but they're not spiders, so I guess it's okay. Hello, hi. I am just taking a moment to hang out. I've been on the go all day. Rob did an amazing job. He had this beautiful shelf here, and then this picture here. Thank you, Rob. And I'm really excited just to, oh, the beetle's on the run again. He was hiding under a helmet, so. Right now, a lot of the house is kind of unpacked, kind of unpacked. And I feel really good. It's looking gorgeous. And thank you, Rob, so much for hanging up the shelves. It makes such a difference just to have things to put somewhere. And now just to make this like my little filming nook, the lighting kind of sucks, but we're working with it. So I want to talk about ways that I tried to quit smoking because there's so many different ways and something works for everybody. Some people, as simple as the patch, work great. People use the vape. I don't consider that quitting smoking because you're still putting stress on the lungs. One of the methods that we actually did try, and I say we because Rob and I both smoked, we tried using this thing. It's called herbal smoke, and it's a mixture of different plants, and I can't remember what was in there. Mullein for sure. There was lavender, blue, and it wasn't blue iris, it was blue something. Definitely not blue iris. I don't think you can ingest that. But yeah, it was this mixture, and we'd hand roll them all the time, and we'd try to roll a bunch, and it kind of worked, but then it's still that same thing where it's like, oh, we're going out for a smoke, and even though it's herbal smoke, we're still giving off the impression, one, that we are smoking. It's still something that looks bad. It doesn't look attractive or anything like that. And like having a small human as well, like he's definitely seen us smoke cigarettes. Like there's been times where people are over, the kids are playing in the backyard, and he definitely has come up. Like I'm not gonna hide that, and I do hold guilt. I don't pass judgment to myself because I grew up around that, and a lot of my friends grew up around that, and that was just the norm growing up. And it's something that I wish I could have done better, but it was the situation that I was in, and any of my future children, they won't get to have that memory of me. So thank you so much. And also I didn't smoke during my pregnancy, which was also a blessing that I didn't pass that, hopefully to the same extent that I didn't pass that on to him. So that was one of the methods that we tried, was using an herbal smoke. I've tried the patch doesn't work. We're really lucky where we live. I don't know where it is, other parts of the world or other provinces, but we have a program where the government will supply you 3 months of a cigarette quitting method. So you can do like the spray, like the mouth spray. Oh, the beetle's coming back. Hey, buddy. You can do the spray, the patch, or the gum. And I've tried the patch. The patch makes me really sick. It gives me headaches. And so I just stay away from that. And really, I'm gum. I'm a chewer. I'm a chewer for sure. One thing to be in mind, if you are a heavy smoker, you will chew a lot more because it does have nicotine in it, and your jaw will hurt. Make sure you brush your teeth and wait at least 20 minutes before chewing a piece of gum after, because your teeth are still sensitive after brushing your teeth. Be really mindful about that. Other methods that I've tried, one thing that kind of helped for me was writing out a list. What are things I can do instead of smoking? And I would write things on there like, I have a box full of things to sew. You could sew something. You could spend 10 minutes sewing something. You can do some yoga. You can pick up the guitar. There are so many different things. You can go pluck your eyebrows. You can paint your toenails. You can take your toenail polish off. So many different things. Make a cup of tea. So many different things that are all valuable options that don't take a lot of time, but it's not stimulating. It's not releasing that dopamine, and that's the biggest thing that it was difficult. So especially at work, I found working in various jobs, it's like I don't take a break at work anymore because I'm like except for that last video that I filmed. I filmed a video where I was at work, but I don't really take breaks anymore because I have no reason to take a break. It's like I'm not hungry. I fast at night, so I'm not eating, and yeah, I'm like, what do I need a break for? To sit on my phone for 10 minutes? Like, no, it's not the same. It's not the same. So yeah, that was a big thing was, okay, I just don't take a break at work. And to find something to release that dopamine, that's where exercise became huge in my life again. Because if you watch my last video on smoking, I started smoking at the same point I was at my peak physical fitness thus far in my life. I was 18 years old and I was going to the gym 5 days a week, and then summer came and we have summer, 4 months of summer if you're a college, university, post-secondary student. And I started drinking a lot of tequila. I went through a breakup and we were just drinking, and then smoking became a thing, and then it carried on, and I was still going to the gym 4 to 5 days a week. I was working full time and going to school full time for health and wellness of the body, and it was just this really ironic situation. And for a while I did want to use exercise as a form of rehabilitation for people who were addicted to various substances, and it's something that has really helped me, and it's taken so many years. So that I've wanted to quit since I started, and I've quit once right before I found out I was pregnant, and that was what, I guess a 1.5 year break, and then I started right back up again, and I couldn't even believe how quick it happened, because it was just around Christmas time. We were stressed out, there was a lot going on. It's like, yeah, buddy's got smokes, let's have a smoke. I got control, and I did not have control. I have no control, and it's something that it will never be a part of my life in a direct way again. It will never directly come into my body in the sense of me lighting up and having a cigarette, unless I was in some kind of ceremony to use tobacco as an offering. Then maybe it would be different, but I don't have that relationship, and I don't have that trust to have that relationship with tobacco yet. And that's another thing, is really separating nicotine tobacco or commercial tobacco versus sacred traditional tobacco. I think that's another thing that I purchased a book that I can't remember the name of it right now, but I've read a good chunk of it, that is talking about in certain, all over North America, native tribes, indigenous tribes using tobacco as an offering to the spirits. And there's a line in there that talks about it. It says it in a way that it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek, half serious, half not saying, where humans were brought here to harvest tobacco for the spirits. And it's just the way that it's written, it sounds, it says in their tongue-in-cheek kind of way, but the way that they use tobacco and honor tobacco as the plant itself, and many other medicinal herbs and plants, animals as well, the way that it's honored, I don't have that trust, and I don't have that relationship yet, that one day I would like to mend that relationship with the plant, with the herb, because I do think that in my life that's very important to me, because I have misused it for so long. And yeah, for me, exercise was the biggest thing that helped, and that's just my life, that's just what worked for me, because I started running, or not even running, it was a walk jog or run jog program, jog walk, not full on running, but a jog walk program, where I'd go out with my son in the stroller for 40 minutes to an hour, and I'd just jog a little bit from like street post to street post, and then I'd walk, and then I'd jog again, and then I'd walk. And then once I felt like I would talk to him, because once you start, you can have a conversation and not, you're kind of like gasping for air, but you can still have a conversation. You're approximately like 60 to 70% of your max heart rate, and that's a good pace to be at. I could be wrong on those numbers, don't quote me on that, but it's a good point to be at, is to, once I get to a point where it's like I can't talk anymore. And you know, what's funny is I'd go home and I would smoke a cigarette because the body gets stressed out from that exercise. It doesn't understand the difference between having a smoke, or not having a smoke, running because you're exercising, or running from a threat or running from a scare. It's still healthy for the body. It maintains stronger heart, getting things flowing throughout the body, bringing oxygen to the muscles, to different organs, and removing toxins from the body or waste products. It's still helping with that, and it lowers your resting heart rate. There's so many good things about exercise, obviously. I hope people know that there is some good things to exercise. Sorry, I don't mean to minimize anybody. Yeah, I would go home and I'd have a smoke because it's just one of those things, the body's stressed out, right? From running, because it doesn't understand, or walk, run, jog, you know? So I've tried different methods. I've tried the method of trying to have just 4 smokes a day, and then 3 the next day, and then it would always jump back up to 5 or 6, and then it'd go down, and I just found that didn't work for me. I try really hard to be consistent, but that was a really difficult one. That sometimes I'd get to 1 smoke and I'd be so proud. I would be rocking that for a while, and then it's like somebody comes over with drinks, and it's like, okay, here comes a full pack of smokes, and then the next morning be lighting up a smoke, and it was just a really difficult cycle. I also found that now that I've been fasting, I don't drink as much, so that's been really helpful as well, is just being out of the habit of drinking and craving the smoking. And now I actually, because I do still chew the gum, it's been about a month and a little bit without smoking cigarettes, and even then I was working on that method of lowering smokes and that kind of thing. But just not drinking has helped me so much in my journey to be cigarette free. So those are some of the methods that I've tried and really what worked for me. And everybody's going to be different. Everybody's going to have their own path, and it's really difficult. It is so difficult. And I wear a bracelet with the symbol of sobriety on it because I want that in my life, even for a brief moment of time. Like, pregnancy aside, I don't know, I was so connected and involved with my pregnancy that it's completely different, because it was about me and my growing baby. It wasn't just about me, and my sobriety and my health is a completely different situation than me, just me in my body and living a sober life. It is completely different. And in my personal opinion, because I haven't taken hard drugs or been around that, or been an extreme heavy drinker, I've had moments for sure, and weeks and months for sure, or quite a bit of time where I couldn't go a day without drinking, but never to the point where it's a serious concern. But in my life, it's definitely a serious concern, where it's like, I need to drink, I need to go to the liquor store, even if it's only to have a drink or half the bottle. I could drink a whole bottle of wine for a while and not get drunk. Like, that is kind of bad, in my opinion. Fasting has helped with that, for sure. Intermittent fasting, where I stop food calorie intake at 6. I drink teas and take all my tinctures at night, and in the morning I just have a water diet till about noon, 11 or noon, depending on the day. And yeah, that's what works for me. And it's going to be different for everyone. I'm not suggesting that this is the best way, but for me, partly because of what I did in school, because of the education that I had, working on my body in that kind of way really helped me with my tobacco intake or my nicotine intake, as well as now a result of drinking, because drinking was a problem in my life, not to an extreme extent. But yeah, I do wear this anklet for a reminder that it is possible to be sober and to live a beautiful life and to have fun. And I'm not quite there yet, but I'm working on it. I'm definitely working on it. So thank you so much if you made it this far, and thank you to my mom for these beautiful dahlias. They're dahlias, yeah. Dahlias. Yeah. Thank you so much. My name is Jess Marie. This was yesterday's Coffee Grounds. Not to tell you what to do, but I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.